the Steelers also made a move, guys. Matt Canada was fired about a week and a half, 2 weeks back as the offensive coordinator, and then all of a sudden, the Steelers get 400 yards of offense for the first time in like forever. So, what do we think of that one? Here's my question with this. Depending on who they really bring in, like I'm sure they have I don't know who the offensive coordinator is calling plays now, but you've still got a young quarterback in Kenny Pickett. You still got a young receiver in Kenny Pickens, and you still have a fairly young Najee Harris. You have elements there that can make Pittsburgh a good offense, but they never seem to score more than 17 points in a damn game. So does this bode well for Pittsburgh going forward, getting rid of Matt Canada? Anybody feel free to chime in with that one and let me know what you think.
I mean, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry,
you go ahead.
No, I think it's interesting that happened because remember, like, one of our coin toss topics a while back was Kenny Pickett's comment that he quickly deleted. And we're like, oh, I don't know. You know, they made, Fields apologize for his comments. And I guess it turns out that these quarterbacks are having legitimate gripes and then have to apologize because you're not supposed to put that out there, right? You're not supposed to put that out there. But
sorry.
Right. But it sounds like they really are having legitimate problems, right? And so when they're saying something, sometimes we're quick to judge really quickly, but they're the ones in that locker room, right? They're the ones dealing with these coaches every single day and having to listen to whatever it is they're having to deal with. So by this happening, maybe Pickett was right. When he made his comment, he had to delete. You know what I mean? And so we'll see if they can continue, improving and, because as we know, Tomlin is not a losing coach. He's never been, right? This is like the first time that he really saw himself in that position. And so, if the team continues to win games, right? And they pick up speed and we see their offense pick up. Sometimes it is, sometimes the coaches who just can't lead and need to go, right? And so we'll see how they finish out the season. I wish we could hear from Sydney. I'm sure he'd have a better insight because that's his team. He'd have more more knowledge on the thing. But like I said, I think obviously Pickett's comment earlier in the season was actually warranted.
Definitely. Go ahead,
But
Tina.
I think we also need to think about it. They had almost 400 yards of offense and only scored 16 points.
16 points, right? Exactly.
I 100% agree. Canada was not working out for him. He was not working. But I don't know. And they're also in the playoff hunt.
Mm-hmm.
They're what? So they're 7-4.
Browns
right behind them at 7-4. And I looked at their schedule. They have to play the Colts, Seahawks, and the Ravens are their big games.
Yeah, it's their big game
coming up. So
scored 16 points isn't going to cut it. So
I'm not saying this because I want to piss people off.
Wait, you don't?
Is it all?
Well, why are we here?
Or is it kind of maybe the QB isn't who they think he is?
Well, that's something that I definitely think we need to dive into. But I mean, we keep throwing out the number 16 points. Let's be honest. This defense is a team where all you need to do offensively is score 16 points and they'll get it done.
That's why they're winning.
They were playing the Bengals. So 16 points is going to win that game with the Bengals.
They did that to the Ravens as well. They've done that to Buffalo, who I know is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but they've done that throughout the year. Let's be honest. They've had troubles on their offense all year long, and somehow they've still won 7 games. Right. I looked at this team for the season, and I thought this is a 2-3 win team just because I, like you, Tina, do not trust Kenny Pickett. They don't really have a line. George Pickens, we know, I mean, he came from being unstoppable at Georgia, and now they're struggling winning games, and he was very vocal saying, free me. You know what I mean? So I think that defense is definitely hiding a lot of issues. Matt Canada was a serious problem, absolutely. But I do think we need to look at Kenny Pickett as well and be like, I mean, like Delilah said, he's chirping at the mouth, but having over 400 yards and only 16 points, something ain't working.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but also, they also played the Ravens earlier in the season. The Ravens are on a juggernaut now. So, will 16 points be enough? Now, I agree. The AFC North, they're an AFC North, right? Okay, yeah. Is a black and blue. You're going to have low-scoring games in that division. But still, is 16 going to beat the Chiefs? Is it going to beat Jacksonville? Is it good if you make it to the Super Bowl? Is it going to beat the Eagles?
Right.
That's why. Yeah. That's where it gets a little
right.
Your offense has got.
No, I agree. No, for sure.
They've earned their seed 100%. Yeah. Are they going to be able to keep that seed is the question I have.
That's a different story.
Through the rest,
100%.
Through the next 5 weeks.
Right. And they don't have the extra week like the NFC because, it flipped to the NFC this season, right? Because it goes back and forth now. So they don't even have that extra time like they did last season. That's why we were all excited over seeing all these teams, right? The Steelers were, they were all after that final spot. And it was fun to watch and it went down to the wire, but they don't have that extra
that last week. Yeah.
Yep.